So let us see how much do we remember, because nobody has done any studies. So let me check. So what are the table names? Can somebody tell me what tables names did we, or what are the objects? We'll talk about tables now. We'll not talk about tables. We'll talk about objects. So objects are tables, as we discussed. In a table, we have columns. So to denote what column is, the column header is used. What do we call the column headers?
Sir, field.
Fields. And what do we call the rows? Where we fill the data? Record. Okay. So if there is a screen which Salesforce gives you for creating each record in this table, you will get a screen in Salesforce with all these columns as individual fields. Right? You will fill up the data here. That will go and save in this one row. Isn't it?
Yeah.
One screen record, one screen will create one record or one row in a table. Okay, let's see that. So when you're in the trailhead, you can create a playground. That is your Salesforce instance. You can create 10 playgrounds if you want. Use any of these playgrounds. Think a playground as a org. That means which is purchased by a company. Think a company can be Reebok. And there would be multiple users who are logging in, right? Where we will see the users. So just like a mobile application is there, there can be many apps in a mobile application. Every instance of Salesforce can have multiple applications. Which app are we talking here? We are talking about a sales app.
Sales.
Right? So in the sales app, we will do the sales process. Similarly, there is a service app and we'll do the service process there. We'll discuss this later. So for a few class from now on, we will only concentrate on sales app. You can create your own app. What is an app? App is a collection of tabs. These things on the top are called tabs. Okay. If you see bare minimum, we needed our journey to begin from the lead creation, right? So lead or bare minimum, the first step, when a Jholawala gets out of his house, we will first target to say which person did I approach, right? So I approached Mel Gibson. Which company? Hollywood. I logged a call. I called him. Had a good discussion. I'm logging a call. That is means I'm tracking the activities, what I'm doing with it. I can set up a new task also, that I will call this guy after 3 days. That is upcoming task. I can set a meeting with him. I can send a mail to him. This will directly send a mail to him. Okay. So this is what is how we are working on a lead. Then I will say I have contacted this person. Then he has asked me to now talk about the deal. When the deal is creating, then I have a discussion, and Hollywood is buying shoes from me, right? So Hollywood order, Hollywood October order, or this is November. Think about this. This is November order. So I have created 3 rows in 3 tables. That means 3 records and 3 objects: account object, contact object, opportunity. This is my, now it is become my customer. I am talking to Mel Gibson. If I need to talk to another person for this deal, I will add this person here. Now see, I have 2 contacts associated with Hollywood account. If I want to create a December opportunity, I can also do that. Stage, these are mandatory fields. Mandatory fields are showing up as red star, and probably I will put it in a prospecting stage and create it. See, the account name is missing, so it's an orphan account. I will edit and associate Hollywood with it. Then this will also show up in opportunity. See, November I created directly from conversion. December I created manually. Okay. If I go to accounts, there are many views. That means these are different filters which I can apply on the record. And this is all the values of accounts. All accounts shows all the accounts. And I can change which fields to show and which fields not to show. So these are the only fields which I've selected. Maybe I will choose the billing city. I don't need alias. Take out. Billing city should be above. Account site not needed. Save. See, I change the view. I can put all columns also of the table. Right? Similarly, account is a table, contact is a table, contact has all contacts. Opportunity is a table, opportunity has all opportunities. These are all the opportunities in the system. And there are multiple people who are working on it, right? Similarly, you can create your own table. So this is how a system agent, salesperson was working. So when we are creating a new, this is a screen. This screen is opening up. Every column of a table is becoming a field here, right? I am filling up all the columns. One screen is one record, one row of a table, isn't it? Now, what if here I want to capture the GST number of the company to whom I am selling? Like in India, GST is mandatory, right? But do we have a GST field here? We don't have it. It's a crucial important information of my customer which needs to be saved, but I don't have a field to save it. What will I do? Herein, your job as an administrator comes. So you are a person who is changing Salesforce so that it meets the business requirement of your company. Okay. So what you are doing, you will go in setup. So this is the office of the system administrator. From today, you will completely work inside setup. Who is using Salesforce is outside setup, is a normal user, the business user, the salesperson, the service person. The system administrators are technical people who only work inside setup. Now I go to setup, it opens a new tab. Here I will see all the tables, objects which are there in this application. See, so many objects are there. I can go to account object and I can go to field and relationships. And here I can check. Do we have a GST? Nothing. No field of such kind, right? Is there? What if I want to create one? I will go to the new. Okay. These are the different kinds of fields that is possible for you to create in Salesforce. Before we move into the field types, we need to understand is that you see there are two types of objects in Salesforce. One is standard object, that means which is already tables given by Salesforce to store data. Okay. And how to recognize that? It is already there and it is named as standard object. But if you create your own object, own table, it is called custom object. Application. I am creating application as a new object and save. When I create application as a new object, if I go back to object manager, there are two tabs you see, home and object manager. Our main discussion would be in object manager for a while. So account, you see application, how to recognize the object action, it will be called custom object and it will always have __c in the API name. This is only visible to you. So if I go back and normal user want to create application, can he create? Because he needs a tab, right? Just like for creating a record in account, I go to the tab and I do a new. I need to go to an application tab in order to create an application, right? I cannot do that. Application is a table, but the table does not have any UI. Table does not have any screen to capture the data. You have to create those screens. So what next job is that? Creating the table is not enough. You have to go to home and go to tab. And here is the tabs. First is custom object tab. You created a custom object. So you will also create a custom, select the application object. This is the only custom object you have created. There is a tab style and next. I have set this tab to default for all profiles. What is profile? We'll discuss this in detail. Just do next for now. This is important. This is which app this tab will be added to. I don't have to add to all tabs. I just want this to be added on the sales tab, right? And that's it. So if I go back to my sales agents window, in more, I will now still not showing up anyway. So here application has come in. This is now the application tab and you can create your now records here. Now what you see, only one field. Why? Because this is a custom object. This table is new. So now the interesting part is that when I go to account, I go to fields and relationships. You see, these are all standard fields which has been created by Salesforce. And there are also some custom fields which you can create, like active, custom priority. These fields you have created, __c. So a standard object can have standard fields as well as custom fields. Similarly, a custom object can also have standard fields. Did I create these fields? No, I did not. I just created the object, right? But these fields were automatically created by Salesforce for us. Name is such field which is by default created by Salesforce. That is why this field was showing up in the screen. You can change this screen to not be an input field rather than an auto number. You can go there. This data type is text. That's why you have to input some data. You can change this to auto number. Save it. When you change this, it will ask for a format. The format will be A-0000 and I will start with 1. What is the display format means? Display format means it will start with A hyphen 0001, then the next one will be 0002, third one will be 0003 automatically. You don't have to put anything. If I change this to auto number, let's go back. Now if I open this window, it is not asking me for application name. But if I save, immediately application name is auto created by Salesforce. If I go back to another application, new, second application is created. See, two application got created, right? But there are no other fields to use. What are the fields which is there? These are the standard fields which is possible. I will show this record ID now, very important. Let's take all the fields and let's discuss this. So this is the auto number field or the name field, which I have made auto number. That's why it is auto generating. If I don't make it auto number, it is a text field, then you have to fill it up. Every table in Salesforce has a auto generated background ID, which is a 18 character alphanumeric, which is unique to this record in this organization. A record in Salesforce is identified uniquely by this record ID. If you go to accounts, this account also has this one. You see, this is the record ID. Same. If we in all applications, if you create this one, this is the record ID. Okay. So every table will have a column called ID, which is the record ID. That is auto generated by Salesforce. You have no control. It only generates. This you can control. You may or may not generate. And this is a user defined field, right? It is clickable. Name field in Salesforce is clickable. If you click the name field, you go to that record detail screen. Okay. Now, now I have created two fields. And this is the other fields. These are audit fields already created by Salesforce. That means who created this record and at what time this was created. Who last modified this record? At what time does it got modified? And owner. What is the job of this owner? We will discuss later. Right now it is a field and it has it is the most important field in Salesforce, but we will discuss this later. Right now, let's think about it as this is a separate field. So created by is audit field. It gives you history about this record. This is also a history field. And this is related to security. We will discuss this later. Okay. So every table has data. And now we can add new columns to any table, be it a standard object or a custom object. So let's now start adding fields into our new object. So name field is there. Name field is now an auto number, so nothing to fill up here. Lookups, these are all lookup fields. What are lookup fields? Let's create one. Here is a lookup field. Let's relate this to account. So I am now creating a lookup field on account, a lookup field of account on application object. Okay. Next. When I create a lookup field on this object, what happens is that now I have associated one object with another object. So this means the account's record ID can be stored in application this field, what will happen here? Just like account and contact are child, contact is a child of account. One account can have multiple child. Here creating a lookup means now one account can have multiple applications, right? All the records which we are creating in application table now can be associated to account, right? So let's see what happens. What implication does it have? Now, if I go to now a application object, please note when you are creating a new field in a screen, it takes a while for it to show up. Now it is showing up. It's like because of caching. So you have to keep on refreshing the page till it is showing up. So now you see application name is auto generating by Salesforce. Owner field is automatically set up by Salesforce. So these are some things which you cannot input. Now here, you can select which account. You can search based on whatever you want to do. You can create a new account also here. Let's select the existing account which we had and save it. So now application 3 is associated to Hollywood account. I can also associate another account. Application 4 is also associated to Hollywood account. What happens is if I click Hollywood, I go to account tab automatically. And now if I go down, you will see applications is showing up here. 3 and 4 was associated to account. That's why in related list of account, I can now see the child records. I can also create an application from here also. That automatically fills up Hollywood and application 5 gets created. So you can create an application now from the application screen. Then you have to choose the account. If you are on the account screen, then the account is already populated, chosen and populated. So application object is now a child of account object because one account can have multiple childs. So this lookup table is basically always created at the child side. Relationship fields are of two types, lookup and master detail. There is another master detail here. You can use this also. Let us create that also. This has a little more implication than using lookup relationship. I will get in more details, but let's see this. What will happen when I choose this field is that the owner field will be deleted by Salesforce. This time I am selecting contact. Another object. It is showing that I cannot create a master detail relationship. This is a certification question. Please remember this. If there are already fields, records in Salesforce, on that object, you cannot create a master detail relationship. Why you cannot create it? Let's get into that details. So there are two relationships, that is lookup and master detail. Lookup relationship stores what? Record ID. Master detail also stores record ID. No difference, same. Lookup is created which side? Child side. This is also created in child side. All relationship are created in the child side. Both are relationship fields. That means association fields. Both needs to be created in the child side. Child side will store the parent record ID. Parent record ID. This is the parent ID, parent record ID. This is how we are associating, right? Third is, this is not mandatory. This is mandatory. The reason why Salesforce is not allowing you to create the master detail now, you saw that error. is because it violates this, because in existing records, then that will become blank, right? There are 4 application records already, right? Those 4 application record will not have any value because you are creating the master detail relationship right now. It will be associated to which context? That is a violation. That is why it is saying that there are existing records. First, make it a lookup field, populate the value, and then turn this to a master detail field. Or you can delete all the records and then recreate the records. These are only 2 ways in which you can do it. We'll see that. Most important, another part is that lookup has no impact on owner. Owner is fine. Owner field remains. Here, owner field is deleted. Whenever you create a master detail field on any object, the owner field will be deleted. Please remember, master detail field can only be created on custom object. It cannot be created on standard object. Sorry. It cannot be created on standard object. Only custom object is allowed. Lookup can be created on standard object as well as custom object. No problem. Any questions so far? Okay. There are some more references. It's called cascade delete. What is cascade delete? When the parent record is deleted, in the child records, that field becomes blank. In master detail, when the parent record is deleted, the child record is also deleted. Okay. Auto delete happens in relationship. Very clear? Lookup and master detail. Let's see this once again. So it's like a tight parent. So here it was not allowing me to create master detail, right? So what I will do now, I will go back. And choose lookup first. Make it a contact. So now there are 2 fields, both are same. So I will go back to application record, refresh it. One is to choose the accounts. If you create a new account, you see, one is to choose the account, one is to choose the contact. So what happened to the other contacts? Other contacts don't have it, right? Let's fill it up. Here contact is blank. 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 Your account is also blank. Do I have all the fields? Let's check that. I will now add 2 fields. See, owner field is still there, right? Because this is a lookup. I have created 2 lookups now. Let's not remove these. It's not needed. I will add account. I will add contact. Lookup fields are clickable fields. Please note that because it is storing the ID. Only 2. Number 2 does not have values, so I will select it. Home hangs. You can do mass updates from the list view also. So now I have 6 applications, account and contact, both look the same, right? No difference. If I edit it, Same, it is searchable field, contact is searchable field, both are clickable field, both are storing record ID. What Salesforce is doing actually behind the scene is that whenever there is a lookup field, it is automatically replaces this with the name of that record. Why it is does that? Because if this is the 18 character I am showing it to you, you will not understand this is for which account. Not possible, right? Unusable. That is the reason Salesforce automatically converting it to a name field and showing it to you. Let's see that field now in the database, how that looks in database. So there is a we'll see this later. Let's first that is next class will show that how the data looks like. But let's see the fields now. So account field, contact field, both are clickable field. When there is a clickable field, either this is a lookup field or a master detail field. Okay, I don't know. High chance is that if there is a red star, that would is a lookup field, because this is not mandatory right now. Both are optional fields. Now I go back and convert this field, this lookup field, contact lookup field. Please remember this is the owner field is there, right? Check that. If I now convert this lookup field into master detail, change field type. And now I am doing a master detail. Next. So it is now allowing me. You see, now it is looking at master detail of contact, and the other field is a lookup. What changes now? If I refresh the screen and try to create a new object, now you see there is a red star. So contact becomes mandatory. Account is not mandatory. But contact, you cannot save this without giving this field. Salesforce will say this is mandatory. Right? What other implication did it have? If you see the owner field is gone. There is no owner field now. Okay. But here master detail works exactly same like a lookup field. Here you can go to contact now. Inside a contact, now you will see the child applications. 4 applications are now associated to this contact. You can create a new child from here also. Automatically filled up. Choose the account and that's it. Any questions so far?
Sir, if you can just explain the last thing that you have said, like this concept. Just
Yeah.
you can repeat.
So if you create this relationship fields are already only created in the child side, right? One to many. So many side object would always have that field, be it a master detail field or a lookup field. Master detail field is mandatory. Lookup is not mandatory. So if I now go ahead and you see how many fields are associated, 1, 3, 4, 7, 8, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. If I go to all applications and I just sort this with Mel Gibson. So see there are Tom Hanks. Let's see Tom Hanks. Tom Hanks is associated to 3 applications and Mel Gibson is associated to so many applications, right? So let us now, if I now remove Hollywood, what will happen? I will see that later. First, I will go to Tom Hanks and delete it. You see, 3 application records got automatically deleted because it's a master detail relationship. In master detail relationship, if the parent record is deleted, the child records are also deleted. 3 child records are associated to that. Right? Here the
Okay,
account.
sir.
Sorry, go ahead.
Yes, I understood. Thank you.
Okay. Now the problem, if I delete account, ideally this should become blank only, no impact. But actually you will see all these records also got deleted because Account and contacts are basically special relationship. Even account and contact has a lookup relationship, but it behaves like a master detail. That is why all the contacts which were associated to accounts will be deleted. And since the contacts are getting deleted, these records will also get deleted. So if I go to Hollywood, delete Hollywood, then first you see that Mel Gibson and Tom Hanks both got deleted. And that is why in applications, everything got deleted. But account and contact were lookup relationship. So contact was not supposed to get deleted, right? Only blanked out. But it is a special relationship. Please remember that. Now the application object has two relationship fields. If any object has two relationship fields, it is called what? Anybody remembers? Any standard objects which has two relationship fields? Can you remember from last discussions? What is the relationship between account and application now? Account object, sorry. What is the relationship between let's change this a little so that it makes more sense to you guys. If I make this a lookup to opportunity object rather than contact, no, I cannot change any this one. This is already anyway. So application, if I forget account and contact direct relationship. So contact, if you go to contact, you will also see a lookup to account. There is a lookup to account, right? So contact, if you go to contact object, there is a lookup to account. That means one-to-many relationship between account and contact. But with this application object brought in, application becomes the child of two objects, right? Account and contact. What is a child of two objects called? Mapping object, right? What was the example of mapping objects in standard landscape? Do you remember anything? Where was mapping objects required?
In product
Opportunity
and
table.
opportunity.
Absolutely.
Opportunity table.
So product and opportunity was many-to-many relationship. We needed a child object, which is a child of both the objects. And then that became a many-to-many relationship. So now account and contact has become a many-to-many relationship through this application child object, right? So this has now become a mapping object. If I make this also master detail, account also master detail, then there are two master detail fields in an object, which makes it a what object? If I make this a master detail, then what will this be called? This mapping object will be called what? Now I have two master detail. This will be called a junction object. Clear? What are the other fields which we can create? in an object. We will discuss formula a little later. We will have a separate class for that. Specific input fields, let's discuss those. There is a checkbox, which is to store true and false. Let's use that. Let's see that active. Active will have a true or false only, right? And you can set a default value also. You can say the default is checked. If I don't give anything, it will be automatically checked. I can now create another currency field. Currency field is amount or registration fee, right? This 18 character, if you decrease here, you have to increase it here. So after decimal place, I'm now putting two values. And I said next. So I have created a registration fee field in my application object. Right. What else? I can create a date field, just a date. We can say exam date. Usually exam date should be a date type field because it also needs to show you at what time it should start, right? So you can say exam date field here. But I don't know when the result will come out, at what time, nobody knows, right? So there is no need to create a date time field for result. I can create normal a date field. If the time factor is not there, then you create result date. What all other fields you can create? You can have email field. Geolocation is basically latitude and longitude used for maps. I'm not using this one. Number field, it can be number of attempts you have made in this exam. Attempt number. There is no need for decimal for it. Yeah. You can have percentages also. Here percentage for like pass percent. Pass marks. Pass marks is usually in percentage, right? And it will also have a decimal place. So it should be 18 in total. 33% should be the pass marks, right? And what is that? Then this is very important. Phone is normal phone field. Pick list is important. Pick list is a field which gives you opportunity to choose from a set of values already defined. So you can say exam names or exam name. You can use a global pick list value. That means a set of values which you already set. You can use it in multiple objects, or you can define your own here. And you can say English, maths, science. That's it. So you can choose one value out of these values in your pick lists. If you want to choose more than one value, then you have to use a multi-select pick list, right? And you can set up again the same values. What can be multi-select? Give me some ideas. Mm, locations. This is happening in Delhi, Kolkata, Mumbai. It can happen in multiple locations, right? Or I am applying for multiple location. This application is for multiple location. Need not be only one, right? Text is normal text. There are many forms of text, very important. Text is 255 characters without any enter. That is, you cannot break the line. Text area is again 255 character, but you can break the line. Text area long is basically a lot more characters where you can break the line. Rich text area is where you can make the text bold, italics, underscore, put images, links, same set of characters, but you can format the text. Text encrypted is which is basically not, you cannot see this data. Time is just time part, 9:30, 8:30, and URL is basically this one, which you put in the browser. Right? So these are all the fields are there. What is the, think about a situation. What is the benefit of using so many fields? Why do we gain with this? If I had only the text field, that would have sufficed, right? What is the point of having so many fields? A text field would have been fine. Any ideas why this field types has been defined by Salesforce? In text field, you can put anything, any combination character or number. That means what I put in currency field, that is registration fee, I can put in a text field. The date, I can put in a text field. Email, I can put in a text field. Geolocation, I can put in a text field. Percentage, I can put in a text field. Phone, same. So why are these fields necessary, and why Salesforce took so much time to create these fields?
For a quick search.
Quick search. What is to search? Let's see how this impacts our screens. So I will put the last text field, and I will say this is the description field. And I will do it. This is a normal text field. You can put anything here. Now I will go to the application object. You see all these fields are custom fields because all created by you. Now the screen looks like this. This whole screen is creating one row in the table, right? I can create a new account from here also. The last Hollywood account was deleted, so I will create this from here. Hollywood is created and added here. Contact was also deleted, so I will bring back Tom Hanks. And I will associate him to Hollywood. So now the contact is also created, and we are back into the new application screen. You see active, I can check, uncheck. Registration fee, 300. Exam date, I have a pick list. Are you getting this the point? What would have happened if this was a text field? This dollar symbol was not available, right? So a currency field allows us to understand what type of currency is it. Currency type was missing. Had we not had this field, then we had to create a two field. One is a pick list field to select what currency type it is, and then a number field to select what number it is. So the benefit of this kind of field types is that it gives a different user experience for input, just like date field has a calendar control. Here also there is a calendar control. Second part is that it gives a data validation. When you are inputting, if you think here, you will put a test dot test, just you put test here. And if I put test here, it will not allow me. You see, you said it's a review, the invalid format. So this automatic data checking is Salesforce is giving us when we are using that field type. So here now you have to give it in a format which is acceptable. If I give, you cannot type ABCD in attempt number because it's a number field. You cannot type anything here. I'm trying to type ABCD here, but nothing happened because it is not allowing that. It was a text field, you could have allowed anything. You could have written A in a number of attempts, which is a garbage value, right? It has no value. It should be 1 or 2 or something like this. Here, pass marks is 33. This is in percentage, automatically becomes. Here is the pick list field, which you can choose. That I am giving the exam of English, and I am applying for Delhi and Kolkata both locations. This is a multi-select pick list, and description is please prove. This creates the whole one record in this table. You see, this is the one record. You can go and all list view, and you will see all the records. You can add this into this view. See, in this table, only one record got created. Because of that, you filled everything. So basically, in every field, you are filling a column value, isn't it? So custom field type allows a data validation, automatic data validation of what you are filling up. Are you filling garbage values, which is makes no sense? In email, you type in ABCD, that will not work. It should be an actual email. It should have a format check. That format checking is basically happening when you use the appropriate field type. So try to use appropriate field types every time you want to create a new field. Question, ask yourself, what kind of data does it need? Because the cleaner data you will input, that is more usable. If somebody puts bad data in email and there is no check, then your business will be obstructed at some point. In a number of attempts, somebody has put BC. So what will you do with that data? You do not know what is the number of attempts they are basically taking for this application. Clear so far? Now this screen which you are opening, this is called a detail screen. And if the application is the child object, so it does not have anything in the related list. But if there is a child object of application, then that will show up in the related list. This screen which is opening up is called a page layout. You can have multiple page layout. You can assign different page layout to different kinds of users, which you have. Maybe the sales people only need these 5 fields. The service people need only these 5 fields. Why will you have the whole field to show all data to everybody? No point. That's why you can create 2 field layouts, one for sales, one for service people, and assign it to different people. I go to object manager. I will go to application now. This time I have worked with field and relationship. Now I have come to layout. By default, Salesforce gives a automatic layout, and you can see the page layout assignment here. You will see this layout is already given to all kinds of users. There are profiles are user types. Okay. One of the user type is you. Your user type is system administrator. So you are using application layout. But I can go ahead and create 2 page layouts. I can use an existing one, and I say sales application. And this opens up a page layout wherein I can remove these fields. Maybe attempt, pass mark, exam name is important, location, description, email is not needed. And I want this to be showed in like here. Evenly distributed in 2 columns. This is how I want a sales application to look like. I also create another application called service application. This I will inherit from again application object. And this time maybe I don't need the registration fee. I will attempt should be there, pass marks is there. So yeah, maybe I will keep everything. But like here. Save. So I have now created 2 applications and I can now assign. Let's see how it looks like. So as a system administrator, I will click this one. I will edit assignment because I am logged in as a system administrator, right? So I will go and change this to sales application. I will see how it looks like. If I save this now and I go and do a refresh, you see my layout changes. This also affects my this screen also. Edit screen, new screen, all are affected. All are using the same layout. This is also using the same layout. If I now assign myself the service layout, see, this is the field. Let me refresh it. Changes. I have now registration fee, exam date, everything, percentage, everything. Yeah, this affects even my this one, my screen. So I can assign different screens, different fields for different people so that they can fill in according to their job. Yeah, maybe the system administrator will have all fields. The sales people will only see the sales fields. Service people will only see the fields related to service. This is ease of doing, ease of implementing or inputting fields. This does not mean a salesperson cannot see the other fields. They can go and see the field entered by other people just by in this list itself. Just go to this list and they can add their fields here and they can see, even if they have not input, they are not able to input value, but they can see the value. Okay, so this is not security. It is not providing security. It is giving ease of use. Layout are ease of use, not security. How to hide data we will discuss later. Clear? So on this object manager, we have covered this layout fields and layouts. Play around with it and create fields and add this to the layout and juggle with the layout, order in and start practice. This is what where we will end today. Any questions? Let me know. Otherwise, we'll end the session for today. Are you getting like, is it interesting to see? Are you getting excited?
Yes.
Good. So that is very important so that you understand the product is not very difficult and we'll go gradually, but you have to go and like play around. Otherwise, it will not be. And just don't play around without doing the trailhead. The trailhead is the way to see that and play. Yeah. Great. Have a nice weekend then, and we'll catch up next week. And this recording will
Thank
be
you so
uploaded.
much, sir.
Thanks.